members, my name is Amarodagu and you're welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm originally from Nigeria and I bring to you content based on how you can obtain your visas, immigration news, and how you can live your best life right here in España. Disclaimer, I'm not an immigration lawyer, neither am I a recruiter. This video is brought to you based on my own research and findings, so do well to do your findings before you take your next step. Alright, today if you've checked on the topic, you definitely know why you are here, why you clicked on this video to watch, and without wasting your time, let's get into it. So in today's video, I would like to talk to those who are applying for Spanish study visa from Nigeria specifically, because I'm saying this because there are some things that have happened over time that would affect their visa procedure. So in order for you to not, shoot yourself on the foot, it's better you watch this video to the very end and understand that some things have changed and you need to change with those things. Number one thing I would like to talk to you about is legalizing your certificate. That's your degree certificate or your WAEC at the Ministry of Education in Nigeria. In order for you to do this now, it takes more time because your school will need to write to them, and this is kind of because it's a process just started recently, so it's not fine-tuned and there are a lot of delays that happen between your school and the Ministry of Education. So my advice to you is for you to start on time. I think even over the years, I always advise people, when you want to come for a visa, once you want to come to study here in Spain and you're not living here, you need to start everything you're doing on time. The advisable time to start your visa procedure is 3 months, all things being equal, but we know things are not usually equal. So we need to start like 5 months or 6 months before school resumption. So start on time, so that you would have legalized all your documents and done the legalization at the Ministry of Education before you come to Spanish Embassy and do the legalization as well. Another thing I would like to draw to your attention is that there are 2 documents that can expire during your visa processing. Those 2 documents are your medical certificate and your police character certificate. They last 3 months. So if you know that you started on time and by the time you're submitting for visa, the police character may have expired, you should do your calculations beforehand to find out whether, if you do your police character right now or your medical certificate right now, whether it will be valid for when you want to submit. If not, then don't do them immediately. I always advise in my videos for you not to do your police character or your medical certificate immediately when you're just starting out, because they would expire and you will need to redo it. But a situation whereby maybe you have some weeks that it still has some weeks of validity and you put them in, you've already submitted it, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe you have your appointment on next week Tuesday and your police character is going to be expiring in 3 weeks time. You know that you still have like 2 more weeks before it, so by that time you would have submitted, so it's still okay. But calculate properly so that you don't end up spending money 2 times and the hassles. You don't want that. So that second thing I would like to talk to you about this. Please make sure you don't do it immediately you start off, because right now you need to start on time. The third thing I would like to talk to you guys about is accommodation. Yes, if you're coming for studies, you're advised to get an accommodation so that when you come into the country, you will have a place where you can lay your head. And I would like to advise you, if your school has accommodation, some schools have accommodation, you can get that accommodation. It's advisable to get the accommodation. You might not be able to pay for the long term. It might just be something short, like 1 month or 2 months, depending on what you want. Then when you come into Spain, you will now start looking for a more maybe affordable or a better place to stay. It's better that way, because over the years I've been helping students with study visa, and a challenge that most students have is getting an accommodation while they are still back in their home country. A situation would be that the landlord or the agent will refuse giving them a contract because they will be like, they have not seen these people and they want a situation whereby they are seeing the person that is interested in the home. So most times the agent will advise that when they come in, they will now be able to get the house or the shared apartment, as the case may be. So if this situation lingers, people that don't mind giving their houses to people that they have not seen, but the percentage of this kind of people are fewer. So that's why I would strongly advise for you to take school accommodation. You can just pay for a month and use that documentation, because of course if you pay, they will give you like the receipt showing that you have paid for the accommodation and for this duration. So if that's the case, then you can use to submit for visa application. These are some of the challenges that happens during your visa application submission, and I don't want you to be in the category of not even having a proof that you have gotten accommodation. This can actually get you rejected. So this is the advice I would like to give those who find themselves in this category. At this junction, I would like to enjoin you to please do well to click the red subscribe button down below if you are getting value from this video. Button, turn on your bell notifications so that whenever I post, you'll be the first to get notified. Like this video if you like this kind of content. Share this content to other people you think may need problem solving videos just like this one. And keep your comments down in the comment section. I will be able to get to it, or leave your questions in my details up on this video. So without further ado, we'll be getting on to the next. The third one I would like to talk about is for those who do not have a means of livelihood. I think I've talked about this before, but I'll reiterate it again in this video. If you are currently not working and you don't own a business, you remember that in order for you to come as a student for master's degree or postgraduate, you need to prove that you are affiliated to a company or a business back in your home country. If you're not able to prove, maybe you just finished your undergraduate study in your home and you want to transition directly or straight into masters, you've not gotten any means of livelihood during this period, I would advise you to use a sponsor. Using a sponsor will be your best bet to getting this visa, because you need to show your affiliation or your tie to, and we know that when you come back, you're not going to get missing in Spain or overstay. So it's very important to use a sponsor. I don't advise you to put huge amounts of money into your accounts when you know that you're not working. You don't have a means of livelihood. So that means if you put this money in your account, you don't have a salary account, you don't have pay slip, you don't have anything that shows that you're working with a company. Especially whereby you're working with a company or you own a business, then you put proofs to show that you own these things, that you're working with this company, that you're affiliated to this company, that you have a business. You have to prove. I've made a video concerning what you need to put. It's not just to say that you're working, but you need to show proof of your workings. Another thing I would like to draw your attention to is if you do not have any sponsor, you don't have anybody who can sponsor you, but you have like a piece of land that you want to sell, or you have a car, or you have something that you sold, a property of yours that was sold, in order for you to raise funds for this, it is very important. You can also do this, sell the property, get the money, pay it into your account, write a backup letter explaining to the embassy how that money came about. Because the embassy, I assure you, wants to know. They want to understand how you got so much money. Meanwhile, you're not working, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. So you have to write that letter explaining to them how you sold this land, and this is the proceeds from the land. You know that it will be enough for you to study for 1 year and return to your home country, and put also the reasons why you will be returning. Let them understand that you're not planning to go there and not come back. The next one I'll talk about is application for admission. Guys, Application for admission is open. As I am putting up this content, is actually open. Most schools have opened. Some of the schools will be opening in subsequent months. So if you, of course, you don't know, you might not really know how to navigate this terrain because you're not here. Sometimes you write an email, you don't get a response. Sometimes you want to call, you can't speak the language, and so this is kind of like a barrier for you to get easy communication and to know what's happening in Spain. That is why I am here to help you, hold your hands, to help you source for these admissions. If you need it, please do well to use my details up on here. Contact me and tell me, hi Amara, I would want to gain admission to a school in Spain, and let's get talking from there. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Most schools in Spain have 3 sessions for admission. Some schools will start by January, some in March, depending. So if a school starts in January, most times the resumption might be maybe like April, they would have started school, or October, they would have started school. So depending on the course you're coming from and other things. So if you want to apply as someone who is coming from outside EU, you need to start application on time. Now is a very good time to start your application procedure, and there's no need of wasting time. Contact me, I will help you. Reach out to these schools. I can call them if need be. I can send them an email in Spanish, as the case may be. That would definitely make them answer on time and all whatnot. The best thing for you to do in order to get admitted here in Spain is starting on time, because if you don't start on time, they have a limited number of people that will be admitted for each session, and it's not a lot of people. In a class, you have like 25 people sitting in a class, or sometimes 30, sometimes 50, depending on the school. So you can imagine not starting on time. Before you know what's happening, you're going to land on the waiting list, and you don't want that to be your lot. So start on time. And yes, you can apply to more than 1 universities. Right now, you can apply to 2 schools, 3 schools, in order for you to stand more chances of gaining admission into the school. But I tell you that you need to start on time. So guys, another thing I would like to draw your attention to, because a lot of students that I'm working with right now will reach out to me and they'll tell me, I need you to help me with my admissions. I need you to help me. I want to get admission into this school. I want to read this course. That is fantastic. But when I now ask them, okay, can I get your degree certificate, your transcript? They're like, oh, I'm not collecting my transcript yet. I don't have my degree certificate. They are working on it. I need this. I need, like, really, I expected that when you come to me for help, you already have the basic. Everybody knows that if you want to study here, you need a degree certificate leading up to the masters. There's no way you will want to study and you don't have a degree certificate. You've not collected your degree certificate. Remember, I always tell you that we're working with time. You should have, before you contact me, my darlings, you should have gotten your degree certificate on standby, your transcript on standby, your TOEFL certificate if you have, IELTS, or English proficiency waiver. Those things are no-brainers. You need to have them, so that when you now contact me, depending on the school, I will now give you the full requirements depending on the school. So yes, I don't expect you not to have your degree certificate. Like, you need your degree certificate, you need your transcript, because that's the way they will assess those things before. Let's leave motivational letter, CV, and the other things that the school will need. Let's leave those ones, because you don't know the course, that you're going to study. Maybe you've not made up your mind on the course, so you can't write a motivational letter. So let's leave that. When you now contact me, you'll be able to, draft a motivational letter, draft your CV, update your CV if need be, and all those good stuff. But at least your degree certificate, at least your transcripts, then your English proficiency exam certificate, it has to be there. If you will come from a country that does not need English, you need to present your English proficiency waiver. This is also will be gotten from your school. Okay, guys, this one is I need to say this out. I need to say this out, guys. I always tell you, reach out to me if you need assistance, reach out to me if you need help. Yes, that help comes with a cost. I will not avail my time, avail my resources to you free of charge. Of course, you know that I will need to charge you a certain amount for, of course, it's not expensive. It's actually very affordable for anybody. I'm doing all these videos free of charge, and I'm putting it out there for you to get the basic information that you need in order for you to apply for schools and do other things pertaining to Spain. So that's what I'm doing. But if I have to take out my time to call the school, reach out to the school, upload your degree certificate and other documentations, of course I will charge. So yes, I charge for my services. There is a structure for Spanish universities. I think this cuts across all schools, because from all the schools that I've applied to for my students, I found out that this is the same thing. So the school will definitely request that you submit your documents. After submitting, you need to pay something they call pre-inscription fee. This pre-inscription fee varies. It can go up to 200 to 300 euros and down to at least 30 euros. Yes. So depending on the school you apply to, some of them will ask you to pay 30 euros, some of them will ask you to pay more than that. Then when they give you like a offer, you will need to now pay to reserve a space for yourself. They might ask you to pay something like 1,000 euros, 500 euros, 300 euros, depending on your choice or the school that you chose. And this would make them give you a concrete offer letter and reserve a place for you in that school. That place cannot be taken by anybody. If you don't pay this money, you might just reach out to them when you're ready and they'll tell you, oh, that space has already been given to somebody else. So paying this money is part of your tuition. This money I'm talking about is part of the tuition. So whenever you want to pay your tuition, that money is going to be deducted from your tuition. Yes. So guys, I can actually assist you to pay your pre-inscription fee if you have difficulty in doing that, because I know most people from Nigeria have difficulty in paying the money and it doesn't reflect immediately. But if I'm here, I'll pay with my euros, then you give me the naira equivalent. I don't know if I make sense. All right, so this is what I have for you today. If you have further questions, you want to know, there are some things that are confusing to you, you don't understand how the Spanish system works, you don't understand the educational system, you don't know what to do, reach out to me. All right, thank you very much for joining me on today's video. I hope by now 1 or 2 persons know they are more informed on what to do when applying for study visa here in Spain. I hope you enjoyed this one. Binge on other of my content. Don't be a stranger. All right, guys. See you on my next one. Till then, hasta luego.